On to New Zealand now. The Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern, has resigned. And her decision has come as a shock to the world. Ardern was one of the biggest global success stories. She altered the face of politics. But after a challenging 5.5 years in office, Ardern says her time is up. That she has nothing left in the tank, quote unquote. Listen to what she said.
This summer, I had hoped to find a way to prepare not just for another year, but another term, because that is what this year requires. I have not been able to do that. And so today I'm announcing that I will not be seeking re-election, and that my term as Prime Minister will conclude no later than the 7th of February. I know what this job takes, and I know that I no longer have enough in the tank to do it justice. It's that simple.
Ardern burst onto the global scene in 2017. She became the world's youngest female head of government at age 37. She was also a global icon for the left-leaning politics and, more importantly, of women in leadership roles. During her time in office, she campaigned towards making tertiary education partially free, tackling child poverty and decriminalizing abortion. Ardern has also called out blatant sexism in politics. After meeting the Finnish Prime Minister last November, she dismissed the reporters on their misogynistic comments. Ardern was never afraid to break the mold. She became the first Prime Minister since Pakistan's Benazir Bhutto to have a baby in the job and take maternity leave.
I was really sad when I woke up in Davos and heard about the resignation. Jacinda has done an incredible job for New Zealand. She's positioned us internationally. She's led us through significant crises in New Zealand. She's got a major economic and social policy legacy. It's a sad day for me to see her go.
Ardern had a glorious term as Prime Minister. She seemed to be at the peak of her career, but her popularity waned domestically. Some questioned how long she would remain in power. Despite her high global profile, Ardern's Labour Party slid in the polls. It was hurt by rising living costs, growing crime, concern about social issues. The party faces a stern test in the general election. Ardern says she cannot run for another term, and she made it clear during her announcement.
I know there will be much discussion in the aftermath of this decision as to what the so-called real reason was. I can tell you that what I'm sharing today is it. The only interesting angle that you will find is that after going on 6 years of some big challenges, I am human. Politicians are human. We give all that we can for as long as we can, and then it's time. And for me, it's time.
And as Ardern said, experts have their own theories. They say that Ardern stepped down to give the Labour a chance to refresh, to reposition itself ahead of an election in October. But it might backfire. The Labour's weak standing in the polls may discourage the party's best potential leaders. Throwing their hats in the ring so soon before an election could worsen their chances at the ballot box. Ardern's resignation can also give an unexpected boost to the Conservative National Party. Ardern's successor inherits an economy gripped by stubbornly high inflation and workforce shortages. The health sector that has been exhausted by the pressures due to COVID-19. According to the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, the country will be in recession when it goes to the polls in the month of October. But before that, the lawmakers have a bigger decision to make. Ardern's term as leader will conclude on the 7th of February. A Labour Party vote for a new leader will take place on Sunday. The race for the top seat of the country is now between these Labour Party lawmakers. Chris Hipkins, Kiri Allen, Michael Wood and Anaya Mahuta. The vote will tell who will hold the country's reins until the October election. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.